About a week ago, a friend and I were talking about games that I could cover on this channel, and he recommended this game. After a short discussion on how broke I was that week, a Steam gift popped up and I promised him that I would make it my next video after the current project. And then I fell in love with the game. So, The Return of the Obra Dinn is an interactive mystery about a ship lost at sea. You are in charge of discovering the fate of the crew using a journal and a magical pocket watch that allows you to see anybody's final moments. You may then walk around the frozen moment for as long as you like, and when ready, the game asks you 3 simple questions of everyone on board. Who was this person? What happened to them? And by who? For as easy as this first seemed, I was quickly lost in the chaos of it all. Listening to name drops in dialogue, comparing the jobs of the members to their uniforms, changing answers after another hour of gameplay or so, and then again after another hour. But just as I was starting to obsess on who was who, I would try to move on. I knew 2 of the questions, and the last would come with time. So, body to body, I went watching disjointed moments of time, the game called The End, the very final section of the game first, as its tutorial. In that section, the final remains of the crew storm the captain's quarters. However, Captain Badass takes them out one by one and sits by the body of his wife, apologizing that the man he just shot was his best friend and her brother. Then, in despair, he shoots the last remaining member of the crew, himself. This final chapter in the journal is the tutorial and is by far the shortest section of the game. To say it gets better from here is an understatement. We very quickly start to build a list of memories that we can reference, and certain people only pop up a few times. Others are seemingly at just about every event on the ship. Each event gives a tiny hint to who these people were. The art style of the game is beautiful in its simplicity. It makes use of its 1-bit monochromatic style to give us a haunting point of view in which to experience the ship and its doomed crew. Essentially, the game itself uses the ship as a giant puzzle box, unlocking incrementally as previous challenges are tackled. The game purposely makes you work backwards through the ship's voyage, and every new revelation was mind-blowing. I'm not ashamed to say that I went from, okay, that's kinda neat, to, I need to know more as soon as the next chapter opened. Not going to spoil the whole thing here, you really need to play this game for yourself to experience it. If the graphics and the art style don't seem to be your kind of game, I can personally say it grew on me instantly. If you do not think this is a game you would enjoy, you should try it anyway, and it has a 96% on Steam, and that is a true accomplishment of its own.
Tell Pete's mother I tried my best.
The Return of the Obra Dinn is normally about $20, and it's worth every penny of that. However, I think I've seen it on just about every other Steam sale since it came out. I highly recommend that you go into this game blind and have a little patience with it, and whenever you're stuck, move on to the next section. Things do get clearer as things move on. As I finally beat the main story and unlocked the missing chapter, I knew that this was a game that more people needed to play.
We'll spread?
If so, we'd all have it.
And for me, to explain the story would do you and the story a disservice. It took me about 8 hours to beat, which apparently is about the average. Do yourself a favor, buy or wishlist this masterpiece and experience it for yourself. Thank you for watching. I know this one was a little shorter, but I just had to do it after I played the game. Please like and subscribe for more just like this. Jib out.